Hey guys, it's Heidi with day 9 of the 365-day challenge. Um, I said yesterday in the video for the day that, we were learning about, like, respiratory and stuff like that in shop. And I said that I knew some of the stuff due to the fact that my mom had, like, a situation, regarding, like, that kind of stuff. Like, she had a respiratory problem, more or less. And I figured for this video I would basically explain what that problem was in case some of you didn't know about that, because I know most of the people who watch this video know me and talk to me and blah 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 blah. So they somewhat know the situation, but I figured I would explain it more or less to you guys. Um for a very long time my mom needed a double or single lung transplant, which thankfully she got May of last year. Um, she had gotten a single right lung transplant, which is amazing because of the fact that she is now able to live a life more or less off of oxygen, because she's been on oxygen for a very long time, which is upsetting. But I told you guys that she had respiratory problems because obviously your lungs are part of your respiratory system and stuff like that. So it does, like, affect that stuff. And when I learn certain things in shop, I try to connect it to things that happen within my family, because a lot of my family members have medical problems and stuff like that. So, with that being said, I'm going to explain some of the issues that my mom had when she needed the lung transplant, or what she has now, because she still has the left lung from, like, her original, like, before she got her transplant, because she only got a single lung transplant. And when they give you, like, a lung transplant, they will not take the other one out unless they're giving you a double lung transplant, because of the fact that if something happens to the lung that they put in, your lung's basically on, like, the lung that you have in your system that they didn't transplant, is basically like a backup. I mean, her lungs were, like, completely black, all but, like, maybe that much of her lungs, because of the situation she was in. But she had, like, emphysema for one, and I believe she had COPD, because most of the time that has a big effect on people who need transplants and stuff like that within their lung or upper respiratory area. Sorry, guys. But she also had something called Alpha 1. It's also got, like, this long, complicated thing that I like, it's called Alpha 1, but there's a couple, like, a word after it that I don't really know how to pronounce all that well, so I'm only gonna, like, refer to it as Alpha 1, because that's basically what it is. But it's a deficiency within your lung, and it's a genetic defect, um, like, that causes a decrease in the body's ability to make a protein, which is called Alpha 1. And that protein helps protect the body from an enzyme that can destroy the elasticity in your lungs. And if you don't know what I mean by elasticity in lungs, your lungs expand when you breathe and stuff like that, and so do the alveoli in your lungs. But because that had happened and she has emphysema, it did have a bigger effect on her, which later on caused her to have to get her transplant. I know that there's also a couple other things within the alpha, I want to say family, because there's a couple more, like, disorders that you can get, but she got, like, one of the more rarer ones. So with that being said, like, I was watching, like, this video one time when I went with her to one of her doctor's appointments that was basically on that, like, those two disorders, emphysema and Alpha 1, and it basically said that, like, sometimes if you smoke, it can generate COPD. So she does have COPD, but Regardless if she smoked or not in her life, she would have gotten it. So, little food for thought though, that can happen. But like I said, she did get her transplant last year, and it was 3 days before her birthday, so it was like a really good birthday gift for her. And if you know me, you guys know that we're like extremely obsessed with wrestling and stuff like that. And my brother had bought her wrestling tickets for her birthday, and she couldn't go, and she was upset because I gave high fives to one of her favorite wrestlers that day. And she's like, I should have been there, blah, 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 blah. But she's a lot happier that she can get up and, like, run around like normal moms, I guess, can do. I don't really know if that's what normal moms do. Like, she's been sick for quite some time, guys. I was, like, 3 or so when she was getting worse, more or less. But she was also, when I was in, like, 6th grade, alright, I'm in 10th grade now, so that was 4 years ago. She, was put on a respirator because of carbon buildup in her system, which can do stuff because she has this lung disease. I don't want to say the disease because that just doesn't sound right to me. But if you have emphysema and you're on, like, a respirator, it's, like, extremely hard to get you off. I mean, it's not, like, hard, but it takes more time than normal people. But I guess that's another story for another time because we're going over my normal time limit here. So I will see you guys tomorrow for day 10. Good night, good morning, wherever you could possibly be. I will see you guys, like I said, tomorrow with more stories.